drinking tonight. Drinking tonight. We're gonna go drinking tonight. Tequila time, feeling fine as long as you buy and line 'em up and double fist. We drinking this, drinking that, drinking till we yak. There's never been a night like this. Oh yeah, it's Jaeger bomb time, Corona and lime. Party all night till closing time. You know that girl's gonna drive me to drinking. Drinking tonight. We're gonna go drinking tonight.
Change them.
Hey guys, this is Steve with Orlando Collectors Demons. We are here tonight with the Confather, Mr. Ton Raupp. How you doing?
Doing good. How y'all doing?
Am I pronouncing your last name right?
Raupp.
Raupp. Okay.
Yeah.
Raupp. Okay.
That's close.
The more I drink, the better off it'll be.
There you go.
So we are here, and I believe I'm in O.C.D. this week, right?
You are in O.C.D. this
Yep.
week.
Okay, I am in the O.C.D. room this week. We got you here because in 2 weeks, on the 24th,
Nope, on the 30th.
the 30th. Oh yes,
Saturday.
Saturday. I don't know how to read a calendar. This thing over there. Sunday is always first, and Saturday is the last. So yeah, the 30th, you are gonna have.
We're gonna have Brick City Comic and Toy Show, and that's gonna be up in Ocala. And you have a poster or something, or should we use that one for
We're
now?
gonna use this one because I was doing that, and then we talked about you on the
other
website,
stuff,
and so that right there, and of course Trish has it tagged.
Yeah, so it's where we have it at is the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. We use a building out on the corner of the property. That's the auditorium. There'll be 55 tables around that with guests, comic book artists. We're going to have vendors that have everything from comics, Golden Age, Silver, Bronze, Current. We have people bringing pops, Star Wars, toys, action figures, glassware. I think Russ Morrison will have the glassware and stuff because he usually brings glasses with him. Somebody will have some records. So a little bit of everything, but mainly comics and toys. And the show starts at 10 o'clock, runs until 4. It's $5 to get in. We are working with VetTix again this year.
Okay.
So I believe it's 150, maybe 200 tickets we gave out for VetTix. So anyway, like I said, the show runs 10 to 4. It's $5 to get in. And a lot of different guests that are going to be there. So we'll have to go through them because I can't remember them all. If you have children that are 12 or younger, they're in for free as long as they come with people that have paid for admission. So that's about all I got right now until you want to go over a list or anything. Because I can't recall everybody's name.
Okay. Oh, come on. You can't do that. I do
No.
that for you all the time.
I know, but you're better at it than I am.
Now, usually, and I know in the past that Captain Kirk was a big sponsor of this show.
Yes. Yep. This year we were working with Vibranium Comics. So Austin over there that has that store is sponsoring it, and more than likely we'll take the show over starting next year. The other local store, Bearded Brown Coats, they will also be set up at the show.
Okay.
And then the local toy store, Toy Kingdom, Toy King.
Toy King. Well, there's
Kelly.
two in
Yes.
there now.
But Kelly, that's been there for a while.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kelly's actually
He's-
going to set up?
No, he'll be there
Okay.
shopping, but he's a big sponsor, so we're glad to have him.
'Cause I was going to say, if you actually got him to set up.
No,
I mean,
he likes to come and buy and then go back and sell at his store, which I get.
Oh, yeah. I love his store.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of neat stuff there. We also have Alpha Omega coming this year again. So if you want to bring comics with you that you want to get graded, or you have questions about them, getting them graded, they'll be able to answer any of those questions. Be able to submit the books for you. If you have pops, cards, even toys, they can send all this stuff in to get graded.
Posters. They even do posters.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they added that too. So anyway, it's a good little service that's there. So a lot of stores do offer some of the stuff that they offer, but this is your one stop. Come in, ask any question you have, bring in some books, toys. They can take care of it for you. So.
Tommy says, Steve, Tom, can't wait to see you guys again.
Yep, yeah. So we will actually see him in Daytona show.
In Daytona.
Yep.
Well, Tommy still owes me a video, a dancing video, because at the last Daytona show, I helped him reach a certain amount of TikTok followers.
But he didn't dance for you?
He hasn't given me my dancing video yet.
I see his videos when they're out biking and stuff.
Yeah.
Usually they're stopped. Occasionally they're riding, and then I kind of get a headache because it's up and down. But
And Mr. Dave Finley says,
hey,
hola.
Dave.
Now he's going to be at Brick City, right?
Yes, he will be set up at Brick City. That's Feed Your Imagination, and he'll be set up next to his buddy Cliff from Cliff's Books in DeLand. So there'll be some neat stuff to see there. Cliff usually brings comics and some magazines and some toys and games, and then Dave brings you an assortment of stuff. And I'm not sure if he's bringing what are those bags now that everybody's buying?
Mystery bags.
No, the backpacky things.
Oh, lounge fly.
Lounge fly, yes. So I know Dave gets them occasionally. Somebody had asked me in an email if anybody's going to have them there. We also have a Comic Spot. They'll be there, and
he'll have
lounge flies for sure. I started
you're
that trend. It was all me.
Nobody else. She's been wearing those
me.
backpacks forever, and then all of a sudden they hit.
See, I still got to get a backpack like you got that lights up on the back.
Yeah.
So I can walk around and just advertise my shows. Follow me to whatever show I'm going to.
Right.
Now, Scott C. Fenster says, hey, guys. Hey, Scott. Scott does Monster Manor podcast, which is coming back on April 30th.
Nice.
And then you got Boris saying it's Magnum PI shirt day at O.C.D. Of course.
We look good, though. I got jealous. I couldn't have Tom up flower me. Well, if I'd known you were going to bring something that bright, I would have got my other pink one.
Well,
pinky orangey. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it'll look good. We'll have to get our Magnum PI shirts together for next time.
Yeah.
And then that way we won't have to, because I kind of I offset you a little bit. I'm dark here. It's not all bright.
I just grabbed one of the first ones because I got like a half dozen.
Well,
yeah, but see, he also has the advantage. He's here. He's at home base.
Let's see. You're quiet and understated, and he's loud and obnoxious.
There you go.
Yep. Okay. So Ron says, "Confather," as he kisses your ring.
Well,
I have
you,
been
Ron.
busy from 6 a.m. until just now with errands and work. I wish I could stay on tonight and watch. Well, even if you can't stay on tonight and watch, you can always watch tomorrow, the next day after. I mean, that's the beauty. This is on Twitch. It's on YouTube and Facebook. So if you lose it on Facebook because they do whatever they do to whatever they do, you can always have it on YouTube because we have like 4 years worth of videos on YouTube that you can come in and watch.
Now, Ron went to the place over on the coast where they opened up that museum.
The Wizard of Oz Museum.
Yeah. So I've yet to get over there. I think that would be cool to go over there and check that out.
We were close last weekend, but by the time we left the Infinite Mushroom, it was like, let's hit a couple Goodwills and start heading home.
Close.
I mean,
next time.
I'd
like to go and look at it. I think that'd be interesting to see something like that.
Oh yeah,
it would be. Yeah,
especially because they put up a new Tin Man outside.
I saw the picture of that. Yeah, I saw the picture of that.
See from far away.
Cool.
Now Boris says, never said they look bad, just very tropical. Well, we are in Florida.
Exactly.
We got to be tropical. We just have onions on the old country shirts. I would wear that. You give me an onion shirt, and I would wear it.
And it's got to have
Turnips, too.
Turnips, yep. Got to have that.
Okay, so you're very excited. Brick City's coming back.
Yes.
So, have you tweaked anything this year? Have you stayed? Or?
No, it's we've got a formula that works. Everybody's got a nice 8-foot table, except for the artists. They're at 6-foot tables. You've got space behind you. If you go to our website, you'll see the list of all our vendors, the guests. You'll see the location of where they're at in the room.
And if you're lucky, you can step in some horse manure. Oh,
yeah. Well, you got to go to the big stadium they got out there for all the horses and stuff.
Now it's in the same location it was last year, right?
Yeah, in the auditorium that's there. So we're just hoping that, like for the last few years that we've done it, it's not raining. It would be nice to set up.
Too bad. Now I'm just hoping this year you don't have to ask anybody to leave, because last year you ended up having to ask somebody to leave.
Yeah, well, there was a little bit of ruffled feathers. Somebody didn't like what somebody said, and then they wanted to fight, and then unfortunately we had to ask them to leave, which they did.
That happens.
Yeah, and it's just.
But see, you go to Tom's show, you not only get the meal, you get entertainment too.
It's the
It's the Cookie Queen,
it is.
the con mom.
Yeah, Paige.
Paige.
Yeah, no. She's been cooking. She's been baking.
Scott says exclusive premiere for you guys. We haven't even put it on our site yet. We will be announced this week as official exclusive podcast for Phantasm this year. That is awesome.
Nice.
Good job.
Very good.
So now that'll be 2 official conventions that you're the official podcast of.
Okay.
Because
Very cool.
they're since I can't do my own for Olo, he's my official podcast for Olo. Kind of nice how that works out.
Yeah. No, that does work though if he's there. So saves you the trouble having to do 5 different jobs.
Oh yeah.
So it's enough just trying to run a show sometimes.
It is.
Going around making sure everybody's good.
Yeah. Double checking on things, keeping all the
Maybe
all the people happy wherever you can.
Yep.
Where's John at?
John's out at Coliseum right now getting more books for Ocala.
John, save your money. Come shop with me.
I was gonna say, don't you take him places?
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. You never know. You always got to go out looking. Besides, he has a pull list at Coliseum, so he has they get those points and those stamps.
Yeah, I used to do that.
So when they have a big sale, he goes in and trades in all the stamps to get a good deal. And
You do that with.
I do that. I save all my cards for Living Dead because I'm since it's like $10 off
right
and you can stack it. I'm saving for a nice wall book.
there, you go.
You know, so I think I'm close to it. You know,
You probably are. You just got to find all your cards.
I gotta find out. I got them here, there, that car, this car over there. I got enough for about like $300 to $400.
Wow.
But I also have my pool at Living Dead,
Right.
and for like I can't remember how much you spend. You know, you get a stamp, and
No, I think those are a good incentive for people that do pulls, so that they can go
Yep.
back and get a deal later when there's a sale or something.
Yep.
Get going, and you need supplies, especially the way supplies are going up in pricing now. A long box, a comic long box, is like almost $15. I mean, so it'd be good if you had the stamp cards and you could turn them in for that.
oh yeah. Nah, like I said, I got my eye on a couple wall books, and at Living Dead, there's a nice rotation sometimes. So it's like if something comes up that I really, really, want, like first appearance of Punisher, or
Yeah.
here we go, and it's only going to cost me this little amount instead of this big
Yeah.
amount.
Well, every little bit helps. Whatever you can do to get yourself so that you're not spending all that money.
Now, what is your what big thing you got to sell that's coming up? Because usually you have like some big book that you like to display, and I sit there and I kind of drool, and Trish smacks me.
Actually, since at Brick City I'm not setting up, I may leave some books with John. Um, we got a couple graded books, but nothing like outrageous. A couple $1,000 golden age books that would the right customer would
But
come along and see it.
Nothing
and go,
outrageous. Only a couple
Yeah,
$1,000.
Only a couple. It's not
Low,
like
low
4 or 5.
end.
Yeah, it's
Well,
look. You're gonna go over and like Tony Hines, Half Green Go Comics will come in and they'll put a $20,000 book up there, and it's like, oh my God,
and
look
then
at this book.
and then Tony's like, here, Steve, here, hold it,
Yeah.
look at it.
And-
Uh-uh.
And I'm standing over there going, no. My credit cards don't go that high if you drop it.
The cool thing about the comics is that some people are like really attached to them and they love them when they're selling them, and it's kind of hard for them to let things go. Other ones, they collect, so it's kind of hard for them to sell their collectibles. And then there's people like me that are like, I accumulate, and then once I get a certain amount of stuff, it's time to sell it.
I started selling my stuff.
You did. There were a few things that had a price on them that
Right.
if they sold, it was worth getting rid of the value, but more than likely they weren't going to sell. Just
It's all
saying.
right. At least you had them priced.
I had
You
a price.
got to
I
start
had a
somewhere.
price. And I even told her, said they might not like the price, but if they sell, they sell. I'll be happy. If not, they get to go home with me, and I'll be happy.
But
No,
there were a lot of people that enjoyed seeing them because they
Right.
haven't been seen in a very, or
Yeah,
they've
and
never
that's-
even seen them.
And that's the thing. When you go to even the smaller shows, I think are a lot better than the bigger ones. You're spending less money to go in. You get to see cooler stuff, get better deals. So.
And we had a blast at DeLand for the first time ever setting up.
Yeah.
I mean, I was nervous as hell. Especially since a lot of those pops hadn't seen the light of day in over 5 years.
Yeah. No.
So, but once everybody realized I didn't have the new current stuff, and they like, you have the Grail stuff, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people
Everybody
came
started
back.
going to their phones.
And that's the thing. I mean, some of these things, especially like the pops that are retired and stuff that you just don't see anymore.
Mhm.
Those are the ones people look for.
Like,
So we got to
they're
get you
the-
back to another show.
I had one kid who basically took me of all my One Piece pops.
Yep.
He'd buy it, leave, come back, buy another one.
Nice.
And towards the end, I started giving him a little bit of a discount because he did buy all my One Piece pops, one at a time. It's like, okay.
We probably should have set up at Brick City, but didn't think that far ahead.
Well, I also looked, that's kind of far.
Yeah.
No, because I have to borrow a trailer and all.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh yeah, no, and that's the thing when you're trying to get your merchandise to a venue.
Yeah.
Do
Well-
you don't want to put it in the back of an open pickup truck. You want
Yeah.
to put it somewhere where it's secure, it's dry, and then when you get there, you got to unload all that
Well,
and set up. Because there's a couple guys I've talked to at stores, and they're like, all this work is setting up, and I get it because they can go back to their store, they can sit there, and they can sell stuff.
Yeah.
And they have people bring stuff into them. So basically, it's like they got a show too. I was at Windows a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to Sylvester, and he said he's just getting tired of going to some of the shows because he sees the same vendors all the time.
Yep.
Sees the same stuff. He's looking for something different. Which, if you do every show every month, every weekend, you're basically seeing almost the same clientele.
yeah.
So that's why you'll see me for maybe 2 or 3 shows, and then I disappear for a month because I go do stuff out of state. Because you want to keep your stuff fresh so that when people come in and they're looking, it's not the same stuff they saw last time.
Yeah. Exactly.
And there's, like I told the one guy, you go, oh, you just had a Ultimate Fallout 4 9.8. Yeah, I had it, and within 3 days of having it, I got rid of it because I'm not a museum. I had
Yep.
someone that wanted to do a good deal with me, so we did a nice trade for that and another book I had, and then I got some books from them, and I went and I did a trade with somebody else. I got books from them, did a trade cash deal with somebody else. And the whole time you're trying to wheel and deal.
Yeah.
But it's like if you keep all this stuff and you've got the same books or same toys all the time, people kind of get tired of seeing that. So,
Well, let's see. Scott says, what Ocala store? And then Paige says, Scott, he's at the Millennium Coliseum store getting books for Brick City, but really he's just getting his pools. Cool. And Trish, Paige says her cards don't go that high either.
I'm glad somebody else doesn't have those platinum cards.
Well, that's why she makes John sell his comics.
Hey, I make you sell your pops.
And then Brittany says, so now that we know Steve has a price, what does it take to buy from the wall of original? I don't think very many people have enough money to buy from my wall of original.
That stuff is going to stay there for quite a while.
Exactly.
I just got to get a bigger wall.
Yeah, you can't go any higher.
I can't go any higher, and I'm losing room. I can't go any farther that way.
That would involve messing with the alcohol.
Yeah, we don't mess with alcohol.
Hmm.
But if you notice, I think from the last time you were here, it did do a rotation of some of the
a few
stuff.
stuff around here and there.
That's and right now that's what we're having to do. We're gonna have to rotate when we get some newer stuff, and because I want to share the love to everybody.
Right.
And there are certain ones that won't come off the wall, kind of like my turtles.
The
This
crowns, the crown, then
the
the
crayon,
one that's got
yeah.
to stay.
This one right here that I got from somebody. I can't remember who I got that one from.
It's a good piece.
It is.
I can't see George going anywhere.
And George
Yeah,
Perez.
no, George, you don't wanna, yeah.
George won't go. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that won't go off the wall. I mean, there's a Carlos right there that's going to be on the wall for a while.
That's a good piece. You
Well,
said you got that at Olo?
I got that for Olo because
Okay.
since he was going to be the guest at Olo, I had that commissioned by Brittany to so I could get it signed.
Nice. And in your
and
Olo comic and toy show, you were telling me you got that.
that's from Raymond Classic Comics, who's going to be at Brick City.
Yes.
His daughter made that for us because I love that from she did one of those glass drawings for PalmCon last year, and I really loved what she did and thought it was cool, and she didn't think it was going to sell, and it sold like that, you know.
Right.
And let's see, that was from Spike Terrell. He's going to be at Suncoast Comic Con. Is it Suncoast Comic Con?
Yes, Suncoast. Yep, Comic Con. And
I can't
that's
remember
this
since
weekend.
somebody came in with the same name.
Yeah, they kind of hurt themselves trying to do that because he was first.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so that's this weekend, the 23rd and 24th.
And Raymond says, thanks for the shout out. Anytime, brother. You know that.
I was going to tag him, and then I didn't have to.
Well, Raymond, I've been friends with Raymond. We've been Funko buddies for years.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, we've been friends. He's part of the family. You know, I've watched his kids grow up and get married, and I'm like, I'm old.
Yeah.
But speaking of you've known a lot of people, so that must really make you've watched these people grow. And,
Yeah. No, there's a lot of people that unfortunately a few have passed away.
Yeah.
That we've known for years. There's others that, like right before COVID, the one guy I met back in 2000 and right before COVID, Busch Gardens actually letting him off. He had been worried about that the whole time. So after a few months, couldn't find a job or anything. He ended up selling me his collection, and good portion of it I had sold to him to begin with. And so it's different as you get older and you see what everybody's doing, and their kids are growing. I mean, look at Daryl, who we know.
Oh yeah.
With Chip and Amelia, I mean, they're growing right before your eyes. Chip is like shot straight up.
Well, and I never thought about it, but if you think about Kelsey and Cutter.
Yep. Yeah.
About Kelsey's now the giant.
I was gonna see because I had, you know how Facebook does that whole, oh, you're friends with somebody for so long,
Right.
and it did mine and Cutter's 10-year, and just to see what he looks like 10 years ago
Yeah,
compared
now.
to
yeah.
now. But of course, when I want to show you, I can't. So
You know, it's well, Tony Hines I've known since about 2001. We met at a show up in Jacksonville, did some deals. And then one day I was like, "Hey man, come with me. Let's go set up a show in Tampa." And he hung out, and now he sets up all the time, and
Yeah.
so it's just
and now he helps run the Jacksonville.
yeah. Well, Jacksonville's all his. Yep, he runs that all by himself. Um, in the last 2 years, him and I have decided to kind of like slow down on some of the stuff we're doing because it's getting to be too much.
That's outside.
Oh, it's like, what is that?
That's the cats
Yeah.
being very happy that Tom's here.
It sounds like a cat holler.
Oh, it is.
Oh, thank you.
Corona and Lime, like the intro song. What do you think of the intro song?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Catchy too, isn't
Yeah,
it?
no, it's catchy. You said that was from a local band,
Local band, the Super Villains.
okay, and that you've got their permission to use it,
Yep.
and you actually used some part of their song for at the end too.
Yep. I mean, I think I take out of the whole song, and it's called "Drinking the Night." I take off the first minute off of it and use the rest of it for the rest of the show. And Trish just tagged them.
I love, my favorite part is the outro.
Oh, she likes the outro. You gotta listen to the outro.
Okay.
So don't leave until you hear the song.
Yep. And it goes for the whole outro, So let's go back to Brick City.
Okay.
Now you just added somebody. You said kind of not last minute, but
Well,
label.
Peter Smith,
Peter Smith.
who was at your show, Olo.
Yep.
He was also at the Land. So he is coming. Thanks to Alpha Omega certification because they're bringing him in. So we have him with us. Joe Doyle, who you know.
Yep.
And that's thanks to Comic Spot out of Riverview. So we got him.
I'm working on it.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to see the.
Should I
page
slow
here.
down? Peter Smith, Alpha Omega, Joe Doyle,
There's Joe Doyle. John
yeah.
Crowther.
John Crowther, who's his autobiography with Bushwhacker Luke is actually coming out pretty soon. And then he's also involved in a lot of the wrestling shows and stuff.
He's actually gonna be at Wrestle Daytona this weekend.
Yes, that was my understanding. Yep.
Yep.
So that's cool.
So we'll be seeing
plus
him
he's-
up there.
Yep, he's out of the Land, so local guy.
Lawyer by day, comic
yes.
book creator by night.
Yep, creator, writer. Martin Piero coming out of West Palm, Cosmic Times. So he'll be at the show as well.
And I see you got Terrence.
Yes, Terrence and James Bethel. So they're the B brothers. And they usually come in, they set up, dress normal, and then all of a sudden they're in cosplay. So
Oh, yes.
yeah, so so
They
that's
love
always
cosplay.
cool because they add into it. I don't know if Nick's coming.
Nick usually shows up for
yeah,
you. He
yeah.
loves supporting you. He
Yeah.
won't come to Olo, but he'll come to the Jean show.
That's because they always got to get a picture. Him and T have to get a picture of trying to kill Tom all the time. So I don't know if they're going to make it this time though because we're on a Saturday and on a Sunday.
But we'll see, because last time somebody photobombed them.
Yes, it's all right. Still look good. Darla, who's was there last year. She's animal art.
The ghost hunting book or whatever.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
She was when you came in the door. She was like right there on the right hand side.
Is she an art or author too? Does she have books on her table
Or is
too?
she the one that does she has like the little chicks that are stuffed? Or,
Yeah, I can't remember. I just
Okay.
remember. Yeah, she had little chicks, and she
Gotcha.
did do a book or two too as well. We also have Monica and Graven will be there. Art of Ravenwolf.
We'll read it off.
David Finley says good night now.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, so like I said, we have the Art of Ravenwood. They'll be there.
Oh, see, there's Peter Smith. I thought
Yeah.
you said he wasn't on the
He's
website.
not on my list
Oh,
of
he's not on
vendors
the
and
vendor
stuff
list,
because
okay.
I didn't put him in for the table where he's at. Matt Knowles, who we always have there because he's local. And usually he has his partner Steph with him, but she'll not be in because she's done enough traveling back and forth. She's out in California.
Oh wow.
Yep. So she travels a lot of times for the bigger shows with him, and then sometimes they do an event, and then there's a small show that's real near the event. Then she'll stay and do the smaller show. So Matt will be there. He's does the steampunky kind of a book with he's got the look, the hat, long hair, cool glasses,
Records.
record. Oh yeah, that's right. They got that record on their last Kickstarter. I think they finally got that done because that was a long time for them to get that pressed. And then the man with the golden voice, Marcus Roberts will be there. So he's with Second Sight Publishing. He's a good guy to talk to. Talks about all the different books that he puts out.
Him, Terrence, and James are very passionate about their books.
Yes.
I mean, you go up and they will tell you all about the books. They have, you can tell they actually love their stuff because they can sit there for an hour just talking to you about it. And you see, like with Marcus, the love of the book just oozes out of him.
And Marcus also likes a lot of the cooler Bronze Age stuff, and I always find him books.
Oh,
The
he's a fan of
supernatural.
horror.
I had the other one that he was looking for, and then he sent me two other ones that he's looking for, and one's a Captain America that's got like a werewolf kind of guy on the cover,
Mhm.
and then first appearance of I forget her name now, but anyway, so I have a couple books for him that I'll bring to the show.
Now I'm interested. I want to really meet these guys right here.
Now these guys reached out to me, and
Shadowmere Comics. Now I'm going to give. I know you probably have it, but I'm going to.
No, go ahead.
I learned about these guys through
Gives me-
Kyle Willis.
Gives me time to drink. No, and by the way, Kyle's got a great store. I can stop in there every now and then.
Yeah, the one time we went to go stop in there, he decided he's going to go buy a lot and close down early.
That's all right. Kyle's got a good little thing going there. John and I went in there shopping.
I told him that's okay. I left him a little present in the corner by his door right there.
Oh, I hope you didn't leave when I think you left.
I really had to use the rental.
So you did learn about Shadowmere Comics though through Kyle?
Mm-hmm. Yep, because their book is about their friend, and the whole D&D is through him because they never let him be the dungeon master.
That was something I'd never wanted to be.
The dungeon master?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people. Some people love it though. Trying to make sure you kill.
Yeah,
Your
but it's I don't know. We played a long time ago, and I got my brother involved in it. And then after about 3 or 4 weekends of drinking and playing in it, we all decided we'd rather just drink and not play. So
Yeah.
Boris asked
So
a question.
like I said, with these guys, I'm very, very interested in meeting them because Kyle talked them up so much and about the book, and I think the book is an awesome idea.
right.
And Kyle was supposed to have a copy for me, but I might get a copy from there and
Okay.
from Kyle. I'll have two.
So when people come in to pay at the admissions table in the lobby, they'll be set up out there, and then Darla, the animal art, will be set out there as well because there's not enough room to get everybody in that one room. But I thought that would be cool for them to be out front because then they can see everybody that comes in and and chat to them and
There's a
talk
lot
to
of
them.
room out there.
Yeah, no, and it's good. That one picture you got with Daryl and me and Chip going like this, that's right there at that building.
So Boris says no Jiggly Hut dancers at Brick City.
No, Boris, but if you'd like to come next year, I can set you up so that you can be the Jiggly dancer.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
We could probably even find a cage for him to dance in.
That will be the whole part of Austin taking over the show next year. That Boris has to have that front room for the jiggly dance.
Oh, there you go.
But it has to be Boris. Can't be Boris bringing his women. It's got to be Boris doing the dance.
I think for enough turnips, he might do it.
Right?
Yeah, you never know.
Hey.
Again, I'm putting it in Austin's hands so I can wash my hands up.
Now, okay, so we can go over some of your vendors over here. Oh,
Boris, sorry, you just made a comment.
you're gonna need a strong pull for Boris to dance. Well, we are at the Equestrian Center, so I'm sure we can find something.
Oh, goodness.
Somebody's back from Coliseum,
Hey, John Neville, how are you?
Oh,
or he's on his phone.
out there.
So Christian's name for him is Little Tom.
Little
Is
Tom
that
now.
what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like looking at John going, how the hell is he calling you little compared to this guy? No, John's a nice, large man. He's not little.
He stands a bit taller than you.
John is well.
Well, good, good.
I hope you got some good comics.
Finally decided to join us.
I mean, you notice he only joins us when Tom's on.
I know.
I know.
Well, he might be like I am and kind of watch from the background. I mean, I try all the time. It doesn't always happen.
We know you're there, especially when we start saying dates and you're. Well,
Yeah, there was a couple times, so I was like waiting in the other room. By the time I'd run in there, Trisha already had it. I was like, I know I could have beat her.
I was all impressed. I beat you.
Doesn't always happen, but yeah, you do good.
Boris will get his burlap thong out for the next year.
All right. Shake that.
Yeah,
thing.
it's all up to Austin next year.
And
That's going to be the whole deal.
We'll make sure that Tom is right by the door, where Tom sits up right next to the door.
Yeah, there you go.
So they got to come see you right after they see him.
Oh Lord, I'm blinded. I'm blinded.
Big T and little T.
Yeah. John's a good guy to have at the shows. He's very knowledgeable. Talks to everybody.
And he's knowledgeable about everything.
Yeah. No.
Steve just likes him at the show so that he can go do things that I won't do with him.
The He-Man thing.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was great. That was a good choice. John was that made his day. He didn't care about selling anything after that.
John had more fun than I would have ever had.
Well, and that's why when that opportunity is like, I'm gonna pay for somebody else to do it. Who would enjoy it as much as
not
me?
John.
And it's
was
like
the right guy.
John. And I'm sitting there, Tom. No.
No, because you got to remember, Tom's just a few years older than you.
Yeah, but I'm like, Tom. No. There's Big J. Not really. He would enjoy it, but
Right, yeah.
But who would just die doing it like me? That would be John.
Yeah. No, I looked at them pictures and I was like, yeah, these two never wanted to get off those
Nope.
things.
Nope.
I thought those were cool. That was a nice setup that guy put in there.
But we did.
It would have been money wasted on me.
But it was. We actually drummed up business for them.
You did. Because
There was nobody there. But when they saw the fun me and John were having, I mean, now everybody wanted to come.
See, the only thing that could have topped that was if Ric Flair came over and hollered. That would have made his day there too.
Right.
But to go over there and get on the He-Man stuff and be up there and you guys are like, you both were like, yes, this is the best. You're like 5-year-old kids having a good time.
Exactly.
We were laughing because all these people that wanted to do it were putting their kids up there. And it's like, you want to be the one sitting on there.
Yeah.
Why are you putting your kids up
Your
there?
kids don't know who He-Man is.
Right.
So, and Paige says the picture was great.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it was a great picture.
And John has dreams of riding Panther. Now, have you watched the new He-Man, John, where Panther is actually a motorcycle?
What?
Okay, the new Netflix one. I had reservations about watching this He-Man.
All right, I got Netflix, so I'm gonna have to look that up then.
It actually isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Is it called He-Man or is it called Masters of the Universe?
I will have to look. I think it's
Okay.
He-Man and the Masters of the
Okay,
Universe.
well then I'll look that up because I got Netflix, so
You'll
have to
see
look.
it. Tiny heads and big bodies.
Oh Lord.
But
Oh
no,
Lord.
no. I'm telling you,
Rob
It's-
Liefeld draw all that stuff?
No.
Because all his guys got bigger and bigger in the arms and the upper bodies and like real tiny little legs.
And see, John saw season 1, and it's not bad, is it, John? I actually watched season 2 already.
Okay.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
All right. Yeah. See, because it's anime, I won't watch it or animate it, but I'll just to see what it's about, I'd watch it.
And that's what I did. It was one of those that there really wasn't anything. It's like
Right.
let me just put it on, and it was more background noise while I was working on something, and then it's like, well, that's interesting. What's going on over here? And
Now, did you grow up like watching the TV show?
yep,
Did you play with the figures?
yep.
Yeah. See, and that's your time frame that you can relate to, both you and John. You know, for me, it's kind of like, yeah, I was selling books then, it didn't matter. You know what I mean? But it was something that was important. It's like you start talking to people and they're like, oh man, I got this Spawn book #1. And if you start thinking, you're like, that's over 20 some years now. So it's almost 30 years that some of this stuff's coming out
Yep.
and people are getting excited about.
And John says, I wish there was more classic Master of the Universe. I understand, but I'm going to be honest with you, John. I think I like this version better than Kevin Smith's version. I really did not like Kevin Smith's version.
Kevin Smith put out some good stuff, but like his Daredevil started off good, and then all of a sudden I just lost interest in it.
Well, his animated He-Man, it looked beautiful, everything, but the story,
Was
that the one with She-Ra?
no, with Tila, where it
That's
turned
right,
into
that's
the
right.
Tila story.
Yeah, it went into a whole different.
How do you call it He-Man and you kill He-Man off within 3 minutes of the freaking show?
Yeah, that was, and I don't even watch it, but it
well,
was a
no
little
wonder you don't
much.
like Kevin Smith.
I mean, it turned into the Tila show.
It did.
It was nothing.
So it's just like they used the name and that was it.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So John said he liked the Kevin Smith Green Arrow.
I don't think I've seen that one.
If it was the comics, I didn't read it because I didn't. Yeah, the Daredevil comics I read.
But Kevin Smith is hit and miss on what he does.
No, there's some decent stuff. Like I had to go back and see Dogma a couple times.
Oh,
before
I
got
loved it. I
Yeah, it was
loved it.
good the first time, but then it was like I had to go back and watch because you miss stuff sometimes.
Once you catch all
Yeah.
the little nuances
Yes.
and everything's about Disney.
Well, like Clerks and stuff. That was good.
I love
when it
their
first
stuff.
came out.
I
Yeah.
absolutely
Mall
love
rats.
that stuff. Yeah,
You know, because if you start thinking
I love
about
Kevin
it,
Smith.
I mean, nowadays everybody's like, "What's a mall?" Because nobody cares about a mall anymore.
Yeah,
You know, but back in the day, I mean, that's where you went and hung out at. You know.
I aimed high. I sent him a message. I'm like, you would be awesome on our little lovely little show, but you know.
Now, one year he came down here to MegaCon, and my friend Kevin from Maryland came down, and we were hunting Kevin Smith the whole weekend because Kevin does B rated, B horror movies, you know.
Uh-huh.
So he wanted Kevin Smith to look at this movie he did, and you know maybe do a little, hey, this is what I thought. Whether he hated it or loved it, he wanted Kevin Smith's input.
Right.
So Kevin Smith was there, and that's when they had that View Askew booth set up. So in the center of all the tables was this tinted in area. And every now and then you see Kevin Smith go in there and then come out for a few minutes and go back in there. So then they had this line, and we were trying to pay this guy $50 just to give the video to Kevin Smith. He didn't have to sign it or nothing. All you had to do was give it to him and say, hey, please watch this when you get a chance. For $50, the guy didn't want to do it. So my friend Kevin tried to ask somebody else for like $100. Oh, no, man. I only got a certain amount of items I want to get signed. Finally, we get over there, and he somehow or another slides it on the table. And Kevin Smith kind of picks it up and goes in the back room, and we don't know if he ever watched it or not. He may have gone back there and just thrown it in the trash.
But he got it to him.
But he got it to him. But it was the whole weekend until that Sunday just trying to figure out some way to get that thing to him.
Right.
He's come over, he goes, come on, man, get away from you, come help me. We got to get over there. I'd be like, yeah, but he's over there, man. What's this? But every time we could try to get over there, you had all these security guards and everybody trying to keep you away from the table.
Yep.
So, but it was a neat little thing to, how do I get Kevin Smith to look at my video? Because now Kevin Smith is all that. Because, at the time, once he hit big, it's like everybody was all over him.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get near him. Way back in the day, there was an artist that used to come to one of the stores in Maryland where we lived at. And 10, 15 years later, he got so big that every time you try to get near him, you can't come over here. You guys go get in line. Or if you want him for a show or you want him for a signing, oh, you just want to say hi, well, go get in line. It's kind of like, yeah, but we know that guy. That guy knew us, but their managers didn't want us near him, So
We know that feeling.
Yeah.
George Perez.
George Perez.
George Perez, yeah.
And Carol.
Yeah, so it's
Yes,
just,
but it's fun though when the artist does turn around and recognize you and gets up and comes and gives you a hug,
comes over and gives you a hug.
and you look at the handler and say, "Told you."
Told you so.
It's like all we wanted to say was, hey,
Well, we were out in San Diego the one year, and this guy Roman that we know out there, he was out there for the show, and he was talking to us, and he took my friend Al's son Alex with him, and and they were going in the back to do something, and they were in this room, and there were some MMA fighters in there, and one of them jumps up and yells, "Hey, coach!" And Roman was a wrestling coach, and he went over and he brought young Al over there. And they got their pictures taken and everything with this MMA fighter. And everybody's like looking, but everybody else, like security guys were trying to tell Roman and young Al to go get in line. And he's like, "I'm his coach." And the guy goes, "I don't care who you are." And then about that time, the guy gets up and goes, "Hey, coach," so it's cool when they see you and they holler.
Exactly.
And then you can go over there and meet with them. So
I got to give Scott props for the whole Stan Lee, because I've always been Scott's photographer, Scott
Right.
Fenster, and he had done that figure
the head sculpt for
Stanley.
with Craven.
yes, yeah.
and he went in to go get pictures, and he wanted me to take the pictures, and we went in there, and of course his handler, who was the mean one, said, "Oh, you can't come in here." And Scott turned around and said, "She's my photographer." And I was like, "Yes, thank you, Scott."
And I'm the one who holds her camera bag and I'm walking in.
You're the assistant. You got to be in there too. But that's cool when you can do that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
We had a guy a few years back when Stan was at MegaCon, and he comes over and he goes, "Man, I stood in line for 3 hours and I got to meet Stan." I said, "Really?" "Yeah, I was telling him how great I thought he was while he signed something, and then I gave him another $100 so I could get a picture." I said, "Okay, 2 years ago, Stan got away from his handlers, went into one guy's booth, Dale Roberts, and was in there talking to Dale and about 3 or 4 other vendors. That's meeting Stan Lee.
Yeah.
When he gets away from the handlers that aren't going, 'Quick, sir, get that sign, and then you got to move.'
Yeah.
You only got 30 seconds. I mean, at the end, it was kind of like Weekends with Bernie. You come over there and Stan be like, and you have to look up. Then you left, and then the next person came. So it was like somebody was moving his arms and his head all the time.
Yep.
And that's not. I mean, it's cool. Yes, you've never met the guy in person,
Mm-hmm.
but when they come by your booth, or they come into your booth.
Or they piss off the MegaCon workers.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Stan Lee gets away from the handlers on his little scooter,
and they're gone.
and hangs out with Greg Capullo and kills that line, and Kelsey's sitting there yelling at Stan Lee to leave.
Yeah, but that's
fun. It's a memory.
It's a great memory
Yes.
that anybody around there can get. Trina, somewhere on her phone, has a picture of Stan Lee walking past our booth. And I said to her one year, I said, "Oh, there goes Stan Lee." What? And she's like snapping a picture, and you see him as he's just walking by. And then like all these security people are like, "Oh, you got to come this way." And he's like, "But I want to go there." And that's the thing. It's meeting these people in person is totally different than standing in line and pay.
Exactly.
It's cool when some of them try to spend time and interact with them. There's if you stand in line, you're getting a sketch done from an artist or something, and they spend time talking to you, then yeah, you're meeting them. But when you're going up there and there's 3 hours worth of people behind you in line, and all they're doing is pushing people through because that guy's got a $100,000 guarantee. They want to get all, and that's
And see, we've met a couple people like Carlos Valdez when he was on the first season of The Flash.
right.
You know, he's Cisco and everything. And it was one of his first conventions. And we went up there and he sat and talked with us for like
Forever.
15
Yeah.
minutes or
No,
whatever,
and
you know.
that's cool when you get to meet him.
And yeah, of course, yeah, we paid, but he didn't have to sit there for 50. And the handlers are saying, you know, you got to keep going.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm talking to him.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
that's and that some of these people want to spend time with their fans because their fans have paid money to come in. And if you're going to the bigger shows and you're paying $30, $40, $50 to come in for the day, and you pay $10 to $20 to park, and then you're going to stand in line for an hour to 3 hours to meet somebody that you've got to pay $100+.
Yeah,
Yep.
and all you're really getting is the signature,
Yes.
and you can't, like with Stan Lee, you couldn't even take a picture.
Well,
Like, if they caught you with the camera, they would kick you
Yeah.
out of line.
or they'd let you do a selfie for X amount of money.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's the thing.
Well, see, back
Yeah, gotta
here,
catch
Boris, we're here. Boris, when He-Man transforms without his sword, that was worth the time to see the show. Yes and no. I'm still, like I said, compared to the two series, I like the animated one over Kevin Smith because, like Skeletor, Kevin Smith Skeletor, Mark Hamill was the voice,
Right.
and all I could picture was the Joker because there's even the same kind of mannerisms
Gotcha.
from the Joker from Batman. So that's all. Whenever Skeletor talked or laughed, all I could picture was the Joker. Sci-Fi Sean said,
Yeah.
just wanted to say hi. Great show tonight. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
And we'll give a shout out to him. He's going to do a show next year that's going to be indoors
Yay.
in October of 2023. They haven't set a date yet, just that it's going to be in October. So that's Bartow Con or Bartow Comic Con, I think.
No,
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I
gonna
went
be
to the wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go. Hold on. I can do. Why I don't know why I said. Because it will be.
Here it is, Bartow Con
It'll be Bartow Con
Yep.
coming October
2023.
2023.
So that'll be good because his sci-fi show brings in a lot of people, and it's an outdoor thing, which for me isn't what I like to do.
Well, you're comic books, so you really can't.
Yeah, but there are people that come there with comic
No,
books.
there is.
Yeah,
There
and
is.
they set up their tents. Creative Image Designs does the t-shirts. You
Yep.
have Christian and Wendy, so that's Pop Culture Rama. They set up and they have all their lanyards.
You
and
got
things
Capital
like that.
City Comics
Yep.
and Toys. You have
Yep.
Dave
Dave's
Comics
Comic Box.
Box. You have a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
You have It's All Geek to Me. I mean,
You know, 3/4 of them people because you guys
Yeah.
are there almost every year, or I've been there every year.
Yeah.
haven't you?
At Bartow? Oh,
Every-
yeah.
Yeah.
every year
Wouldn't
except
miss
for
it.
the first. We missed
Yeah.
the first year, but we've been there since.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
1 year it rained, I didn't go, and then there was 2 other years I didn't go because of I was out of state doing something else.
Well, and this year you were there. There was people there saying we couldn't find you. We were there from the get-go,
Yeah.
but it was just so crowded.
And then with the extra street added on the other side that had all the cars and everything,
Yep.
because I started walking all around just to look at everything. So
Yeah.
I think his indoor show will be a good show.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I think that they've got enough experience behind them for what they've done. What is it, the last 10+ years?
Next year will be 10 years.
Yeah, so that's, you know, they got a lot of experience. They've dealt with people, and you know for a fact from running your show that no matter how much we love everybody, there's always somebody in there that's just gonna
Stir the pot.
stir the pot a little bit. But you also have to deal with all the you've got your guests you got to worry about. You got the venue you got to worry about. You know, so I really think that next year, because I contacted him, I'm like, do you have a date? And he's like, yeah, we're not announcing the date yet until everything's set. But it's in October, so that's a year away, so I'm not too worried now. But, you know, if it was this year, I definitely wanted to do it. And next year I'll go do it for sure.
Now John says towards the end it was sad to see how they treated Stan. Yeah, but he still got away from him.
Yeah,
You know,
no, he was slick.
he was still good. Jimmy.
Oh yes, that's right.
Did a sketch for me at Tom's book.
Yeah, when we were at Tampa one year, Jimmy came in and we were sitting there talking about things, and then John was over there, and I don't know, Jimmy asked about a book or something, and we were talking about doing a trade where he could do a sketch or something, and he ended up doing a sketch there. So which is pretty cool, that these guys come in and you're chatting and they're looking at comics and they want to buy them, and then you're like, hey, can you do a sketch? Yeah, I'll trade you, and if you trade a sketch for a book or something, it's all good. So.
And then John says, "Thank was cool." Bartokon.
Yep, Bartolgan, thank you.
It's never the same without y'all there talking about us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
Yep. But no, I mean, we're going back to like with the guests and him doing that. I know I keep bringing up Carlos, but that's what I loved about having Carlos at the show. Is he engaged with every single person?
Right. And you want a guest who isn't just going to sit there and go. You want a guest that's like engaging with people, happy to be there. And if it gets slow, maybe they get up and they walk around and go and intermix with everybody. But
I have to say with him is you can watch him. Like we sat there in Titusville and
we just watched him.
we watched it.
Are you stalkers now?
Oh yes,
Kind of.
But to watch him, every person that walks in the door is important to him,
right.
And he appreciates everybody. They had a fan there that
she's been a fan. Naomi
had been a fan there for years. He knew exactly who she was.
Uh-huh.
The minute she said her name, he knew exactly who she was.
from the YouTube chat group and all that.
Right, no,
he knew her, and it was like meeting your friend, just sitting there.
I have a lot of respect for Carlos now that we've actually gotten a chance to work with him a couple times.
That's the hardest thing, like being a promoter or being a dealer, you meet so many people. But then you sit there and you look at these celebrities that meet so many people, and after a while they start remembering names and people and where they saw them, which is really pretty cool.
I had that happen one time only. Brandon Routh, Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Met him up at Collective Con, and then he was at C2E2.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that. Yes.
Yeah.
And because you remember Dave from or David from Smash Comics.
Yeah.
Big Superman fan. Didn't ever have his autograph. Didn't get it from Jacksonville, so he asked me if I could get it for him up there.
Nice.
And then when he's signing it, he looks up and he starts talking. Isn't the weather so much better a couple weeks ago? He remembered me from.
Yeah, but that which is cool. Tom Jane did the Punisher and stuff, and they filmed part of it down here.
Uh-huh.
When he was in the area, they had him at the Tampa Bay Comic-Con, but that was back when it was in the hotel. So he was there, and he come by, and we chatted and bought some books. And then that year I was in San Diego, and he came over to buy some books from the booth I was in. So while he's here, he's like talking. Turns around, looks at me, and goes, "Florida." And I was like, "Yes, Florida." It was good to see you. And we chatted for a few more minutes, which is cool that they kind of remember you sometimes.
Yeah.
But after he left, I'm like, why did he remember me? What did I do wrong? Because now you're wondering if you did something stupid that,
Yes.
Yes, because did I do something stupid or did I give him back the wrong amount of change, or you know what I mean? But it's cool. Like you said, you got to meet this guy, and then you're totally in a different state.
And I wasn't expecting anything. Just, I'm doing something for a friend.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
That's, like I said, the only time it's ever been good.
Yep.
Or that's ever happened to me.
Because most of the time, I'm sorry, I don't feel like paying.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the time, nobody remembers me. They all remember the person with the camera.
Because you got to remember the person with the camera, because she'll get some good pictures of you if she don't like you.
But they always remember. Who was it the other day? There was somebody, and she was. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she just looking at me, and then Trish come up. Oh, and it's like, yep, everybody remembers her.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing though.
You're just the hair.
Hey, you're just the assistant, so it's
Hey,
okay.
It's fine. I don't care. I buy the stuff,
It's like every year we go up to Heroes, we all deal with Carla. Sometimes Carla has green hair, sometimes it's a little green, a little red, but we all know Carla does all the work. Even though it's Shelton's show, Shelton's the face of the show. Carla does everything.
I'm lazy. He does all the work.
Yeah, but you're the face that they remember.
I'm the camera.
There you go.
She's the camera.
Yep.
They don't even remember her. They remember the camera that's hanging around her neck.
Yeah.
I'm the one with the video camera catching you while you're eating and talking the stuff that you shouldn't be talking about
Yeah.
during the shows. But I just got upstaged last weekend
Where?
by an Amelia
Oh yes.
Yes.
up in Tallahassee.
Yeah. No, she did a great job. It was just so cute to watch though when she come in and Daryl starts filming and she was like she took on and he's like wait. And then she starts and she comes over and she just like points and goes, Mr. Tom's Comics. And walks over and points to something else. These are pumps. These are comics. These are backpacks.
Yes.
But it was neat to see her do that. And
My favorite line was, "I'm doing the live walkthrough for O.C.D."
Yep.
Yeah,
And
right
like,
there at the doorway. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like, yep.
So Daryl's trying to film, but at the same time, Amelia's like, no, it was a nice little show that when we went up there and did that. All the money they made at the door and off the tables went to the Shriners, which they donate to the hospital and stuff. And I think between whatever the Shriners have done in the past to help Daryl's family out with Amelia and with the Ronald McDonald House, they're trying to give back, which is a good thing.
Of course.
And it was a nice little show, and it was fun.
I strive to have at least
Thank
a
you.
quarter of the energy that Amelia has.
Oh no,
No,
Amelia.
but she's like 5 years old.
I know.
You're like
Shut up.
500%
Shut
older.
No, you can't say that.
I can say that.
my favorite picture that they have of the Easter pictures is the one where you see Mom and Chip in the back
Yes.
laughing because you only see Amelia with her hands up in the air. That's my favorite picture. I know Daryl's not in it, but
Look, she.
That's why it's a good picture.
She likes to be the center of attention.
yes, she does.
Yeah.
And she has every right to.
Yeah. No, and it was great when I got up there. Because they kept telling her that Mr. Tom was coming up. So she told me she was glad I came up because that meant we were going to Sugar Rush. My goodness, oh, that sugar! And I only got a kid size ice cream thing that they make there, and they take the cup and they put frosting on the outside, and put sprinkles on it, and you got kind of like a milkshake with this big thick cone. And then I got a mint thing, so it's mint ice cream in the cone that's stuck in there and whipped cream. I mean, by the time you got done, it was like
I can't imagine her
Too
on
much.
sugar high.
too much sugar.
Well, I've been waiting for you to do a couple more trips because then on the next intro I can just have different pictures of
foods.
you with it because I was looking because you had posted it or did
Yes.
Daryl post
No,
it?
it should be on mine down there. Couple more. There you go. So that's chips, and
Well,
that's,
they're not seeing it yet.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to go over.
right.
I want to get there before
before you switched it over.
Yeah.
So that was Daryl's, and that's just a medium.
That's just a medium.
That's just a medium.
That hurts me.
And then that's mine. That's a kid's.
Holy crap.
That's bigger than the medium.
No, it's just the way the picture is. That's just a kid's.
Yeah, but his doesn't have an ice cream cone hang. He has marshmallows hanging out.
Yeah, he's
You
got
have
other
an
stuff
ice
in
cream
there.
cone.
He's got like a graham cracker in there and everything. And then that is Dawn's, but instead of getting the brownie, she got the cheesecake
I was gonna say that's cheesecake.
because it's death by chocolate. So then they put chocolate frosting and then put all the Reese's things on there.
And I see you made the kids sit at a different table.
No, the kids. that wasn't me that did that. Besides, they didn't want to sit with us anyway. So Chip has he has the unicorn, and it has like some stringy candy in there, and it's got like cotton candy and ice cream. Yeah, it's sugar.
Oh God.
Then Miss Amelia, she gets the same thing all the time called the mermaid.
Gonna say that looks like
Yeah.
a mermaid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's got like candy in there and everything. So yeah, she got a big grin, and next thing you know, man, she's devouring that thing.
And she was probably done before you guys, huh?
No, I think she might have been. I think she got so far and then she was kind of like, ooh, too much.
Yeah,
But-
I'd probably get 2 bites in and be like, yeah.
But those are kids, what they have. Their size is kids, same size I have. And then Daryl and Don got the medium. The one time we went there with Dave and Michelle one year, that we were up there. And we all got the same that they got, that same size. I went back to the hotel. I was like, oh my God. And then, of course, now you got all the sugar in you. Now you can't go to sleep.
Right?
I would be
So-
in diabetic coma.
You're not even kidding. It like literally the thought of it just hurts I don't even know what it hurts. It just hurts.
Yeah, no, but it was good. It was good food. And that's the cool thing when you go to some of these different places and you find someone that's local and they recommend someone to go to eat.
Yeah.
Voodoo Dog was the place we went to eat at.
Daryl always recommends. Daryl knows where everywhere in all
He
those
knows
towns
there's
are.
some good places to eat.
Yeah, no, there's some
Unless
good
he takes
places.
you to a hot dog joint that's like 10 hours away from his house. Remember
Over
when
the
we were
river
all
and-
up?
Over the river and through the woods. Literally.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go about Paige loving the camera,
Cheers, guys.
gotta have our buttery nipples.
That took a minute for Tom.
I'm gonna make sure I got it all in there.
Oh, is that what it is?
Okay, Leslie Bennett
Plus
says,
it tastes
LOL. Paige says, we love the camera. The baby Huey kid size.
Yeah.
Okay, John is showing his age.
By
With that
saying
reference.
Baby Huey? Yes.
Yeah, well, again, a man that's got a little bit of knowledge about comics, so that's always good to know.
But are we showing our age because we know what he's talking about?
Shit.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's a baby Huey?
I'll talk about JoJo. I don't know nothing about JoJo.
Okay, and then Paige says, let's go. Sign her up.
Yeah, no,
She wants to go to
that's-
Sugar Rush. So, talking about other places
Yes.
of people who knows food, that would be John.
John,
Yes.
well, you got to
Oh,
also
yes.
remember that he worked for Coca-Cola for quite a while, so he did a lot of traveling. But John does know some good places, and then occasionally I've been able to introduce him to one or two. So
What stinks about us is some of our places that we used to like to go to. COVID did a number on them.
oh yeah, no, and that's
It sucks.
you're gonna find that with those. You can always go to any chain restaurant, but when you go somewhere local, you try something out. Because when we were in Naples, the one Italian place we went to, there was like 3 of them in the area, but that's where they're at, and that's it. The place we went for breakfast one morning, Skillets, they were started in the area.
Love that place.
Beefy King.
Beefy King.
You ever been to Beefy King?
No,
It's
where's
like
that
it's
at?
like around the corner down, not around the corner, but it's fairly close to here.
No.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
you guys? Well, you're on the diet that you're on. You wouldn't be at FK your diet now.
We've never been there.
Oh
No.
my God, they give you way too much food.
Yeah.
It's good, but I gotta be like super hungry when I go there.
we've never
Because
been.
otherwise, I feel bad because there's stuff left over. You know, and it's like
We've talked about it because we do have a day,
A cheat day.
a cheat day, but
now if you could get there like mid morning and like catch lunch and stuff,
Mhm.
their lobster bisque is the bomb.
yeah,
And it's got big chunks of lobster in it and everything. They don't cheat you. I mean, they give you good stuff and nice thick piece of toast with it and everything.
that place that Dave Finley recommended around the corner from his store. Oh my God, it's so good.
The-
Kissing Cousins.
The Mexican store.
Oh,
or
no,
the
the
Mexican
Mexican-
restaurant.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, that's a good place. And then he goes to breakfast this place called Kissing Cousins.
We've never been there.
Yeah, and that's got a decent breakfast there. They're always busy, that place. So Yeah, no, you always gotta go where the locals recommend
Well,
because
I like that place that Tony took us up in Jacksonville too.
Yeah, what was that?
What, Salsas or something? I
think
know
so.
it's like a chain, but it was a decent.
the one night taco stand.
No.
Oh,
No, I think it was called Salsas.
Salsa's is another place that he goes to up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we were all headed to his house.
Yeah, Salsa's would be the one that's up there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
It
good
was
food.
good. I mean,
Yeah.
the burrito was like this big, like it's like.
Yeah.
Yep, I came off my diet for that one. Okay, so John, can we start talking about food? Josie's Pizza and Wings in Metro West.
I've been there before. Yeah.
Never been there.
Beefy King, best onion rings.
Agree, Paige, 100%.
Jennifer says, "Hi guys."
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
And FK, your diet has gotten super pricey.
Well, they slow down on what they give you and kind of proportion it a little better.
It'd probably be cheaper.
Yeah, because I mean they make a lot of food for you. They really do.
Yeah.
Dave's Mexican restaurant is Carmelita's. Yep, that's
Yes.
it.
Yep. Carmelitas, because he took John and I there to one night or one day we were over there.
We went. Well, we even got dessert. We don't usually ever do dessert, but it was like a huge sopapilla ice cream. Oh, I love sopapillas, anyways. Because John can tell you, there's really no good Mexican restaurants out here, like authentic,
Okay.
compared to like what we had back in Colorado.
Gotcha.
And John and Paige from Colorado, so they know what I'm talking about. Out here, trying to find something that's good is very few and far between when it comes to a Mexican restaurant.
Well,
That's
you
authentic.
come over to Mount Dora. La Festa Grande is good. It's a good Mexican authentic.
Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Let me look at something real quick.
Uh-oh, we're in the restaurants now.
Oh no, I'm seeing something real quick before we go, because last time I looked. Good. What did you call it?
What's that?
Oh no, I'm gonna be in Lake Dora, not Mount Dora.
Yeah.
Or
Mount
Lake.
Dora.
I'm gonna be in Lake Mary, not Mount
Yeah.
Dora. Damn. Because I'm always up somewhere
If
up in that area.
If you're over in Lake Mary, over there in the shopping plaza where the movie theater and the SunTrust and the Publix is and everything, there's a really good pizza place in there. And it's backed by the movie theater. Hey, Andrew.
Paige and John will be in Colorado in June for her birthday.
Yeah.
Ooh, is Casa Bonita open yet? I'm looking at. I'm trying to see.
I don't know if it got completely saved yet.
Has John told you about some of the places they've eaten there in Colorado?
Well, we've all talked about, because we're
Okay,
from
yeah.
We're
Colorado.
from Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, we sit there and talk about, oh my, this place and that place, and yeah, because he was like where he went to lived in Greeley. I lived like right outside of Greeley.
Right.
We were all in the
Wait.
same area.
I would seriously, if I find out Casa Bonita's open, I will get on a plane and fly over there.
And
Probably won't be the same, but
gotta go.
gotta go.
Well, Casa Bonita in Colorado is a landmark
Gotcha.
place.
Which is
Yeah.
why
It's not great food, but it's a landmark.
No, and it's
And the guys from South Park were supposed to be saving it
they
because
did.
it shut down because of COVID and costs.
Right.
And so, okay. Paige says we're getting a Maple Street Biscuit Company down here.
yeah. Have you ever been?
No.
So John and I were out in South Carolina, Charleston last year, and one morning we were going to go have breakfast, and we went to a Maple Street biscuit place. Neither one of us ever been to one. We sit down and we start reading the menu, and it tells you that they're out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
And neither one of us had ever been to one, and that they make the fresh biscuits and everything right there. And yeah, so
I love biscuits.
biscuits and gravy.
It's not good for my blood sugar.
I know, but-
man, do I love biscuits.
It was good food.
I grew
it
up in
was
Nebraska,
well made.
man. It's biscuits and
Yeah.
gravy and
Yeah. So
Let's see. And Andrew says Tom Raupp is one of the best guys around.
that's because
How much did he pay you?
Yeah, it's because we did some wheeling and dealings, and he got the better part of me this time. So
oh yeah.
And John says no in the fall, unfortunately,
that
for
place,
Casa Bonita.
Casa Bonita in the fall. Okay.
Okay, Casa Bonita
Thank you.
has cliff divers and puppet shows and caves and mariachi bands.
It's
and,
not a restaurant; it's an experience.
And gunfights. And
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The cliff divers, because they jump into a pool. Yeah, it is.
If you are from Colorado, I don't care where in Colorado, you
gotta
know
do-
about
yeah.
Casa Bonita because you do not go to Denver
Mm.
without going to Casa Bonita. The food was awful,
Yeah.
but it was
But the entertainment is.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's,
See, my mom used to tell me about when they were kids and they used to go to Atlantic City and they go to the Steer Pier that used to be there. They'd have a donkey that would jump off a high thing, but into a swimming pool, not into the ocean or anything. And you're like, really? And it's like, but if you went to a restaurant and you got cliff divers and everything,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't
Like,
care if
right-
the food's terrible. I'd just be there for the entertainment. I mean,
yeah.
It is.
You have to watch, because sometimes when they take you to your seat, they might put you down in the caverns and you say, no, can I be up by the
Yeah, you have to.
right, because you
Yeah,
want to
but-
see
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Let's see. Casa Bonita is hiring a gourmet chef and getting a facelift.
I
That's
heard they're doing better with the food.
But they will still have cliff divers, arcade,
Oh,
Black
yes.
Bart's Cave. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Paige dated a Casa Bonita cliff diver.
That for some reason that does not surprise me. Sorry, Paige.
But she still settled for John. There you go.
Well, he used to be a diver.
Well, we saw the orange shorts, okay?
Yeah, well, he's.
Andrew said you didn't pay him anything.
No. We're just wheeling and dealing. Andrew's a good guy.
He is the con father, so we know,
That's.
with Tom and his cats and
Yeah, I don't have my cats no more, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah,
and then Paige is laughing, and she did date.
they're very cool.
And Jennifer, I'm a hillbilly. I can make y'all fried potatoes, biscuits, gravies, whenever you want.
I love biscuits and gravy.
Just getting plus,
Oh my
plus get
god!
fried potatoes with it. Oh yeah.
Fried potatoes.
It's fried taters. Get it right.
Oh,
I love-
sorry, she didn't put taters.
No,
I
but
love fried taters. It's that my country's coming out. I'm sorry.
No,
Eggs,
that's all good.
you know, ham. Oh,
Yeah, I was telling John when I worked construction, I took all the guys one day to lunch to this place that was called Mama Mim's. And they're all like, what you know about soul food? Man, I went in there, I got my greens, I got my pork chops. I made sure I got what I needed to have. And then next week they're all like, can we go back over there? I'm like, no. You know how much that cost me for all of us to go over there?
it didn't cost them anything.
No,
though.
but they learned though that, I made sure I got mac and cheese, made sure I got some peach cobbler.
what was that
Yeah.
one soul place we stopped at over in Tampa a long time ago?
I don't know.
I don't
But it was a
remember.
long
It
time
was a
ago.
long time ago. There was a good soul food place over there.
And the line was out the door, so
Yeah.
that's how good.
No, you got the line out the door.
Yep.
To this day, we still talk about the time you guys went out and got us lunch at Tampa from Dudes. The cheese steak.
Oh,
on the-
yeah.
yeah. John and I still drool over that. Don't know if them people are around anymore or not,
But
but
it was good.
yeah, that was really good.
I don't know. Food trucks are getting like hit and miss anymore.
Yeah, well, it's getting hard for me to find good ones.
John, dudes.
Dudes,
I
yeah.
like how he had to have a whole nother comment for exclamation points on that one.
But it was the bomb. And it was just funny that you gave us the food and you walked away, and I knew John was hungry. But I mean, the fork went nonstop. And he got done. I was like, was it good? He goes, oh, yeah. And then I started eating. I was like, and somebody was talking to me. I didn't care. I was just like,
Some of those food trucks are just not.
no, they're not what they should be. That's for sure.
No.
No, well.
Okay, let's get back real quick. He killed the food.
Yeah, oh, he did, man. He killed that bull in a herpy.
Let's go back really quick before we got to call it a night.
All righty.
Let me go share back because I know you wanted to show the floor plan.
Yeah, no, because we've listed all the vendors on the webpage, all the guests. We have a floor plan set up so that, if you're like, oh, I'm looking for so-and-so, you'll know whether or not they're there. You'll know where to find them in the room.
Okay, so I had to double check that we
Yep.
were up.
Okay.
We're up. Okay, so
And so there's our floor plan, pretty basic and simple. You come in the lobby. In the lobby,
I don't see any booths over there. I see
No,
round tables.
that's-
You gonna make
that's
everybody
a-
sit at round tables?
that's a standard picture. I will get the other picture up later. I'll take another one with all the rectangular tables.
You gotta go round and round.
Yeah.
And round.
So there's, like I said, there'll be two people out in the lobby along with the admissions table, and then everybody else is inside.
Trina?
No, I'm gonna run the table in the front because I'm not set up. So unless she wants to come over and take over, that's up to her. But I definitely need her and Brenda and Gabby in September for Daytona. So and Kelsey.
She's
Well,
probably already planning on it.
Kelsey's already getting a name. Kelsey's going to be working wrestling Daytona with Brenda and Steve with Pop Vapor
Nice.
Toys.
Good.
On
So-
Sunday.
Yeah.
On Sunday, wrestle Daytona.
I'm going.
No, it's fine.
I don't have a Tom to have to beat.
Russell Daytona. Don't forget Pop Vapor.
Pop Vapor Toys. Steve over there. If you're out in Daytona, stop by Pop Vapor Toys. I can't tell you what road it's on, but I can tell you it's cool.
Oh yeah.
And he just
Big
expanded.
Tree. I think that's Big Tree.
Is it Big Tree?
I think so. Yeah.
I know he expanded because he was sharing it with the Pokemon people, and they got their own store now, and he expanded
Okay,
to the
so
whole
he's
store.
got the whole store. Nice.
Yep.
Good.
Just did the remodel right before the last couple weeks.
Also, if they're out there in the area, they can stop in the flea market.
Flea market,
Yeah,
Johnny.
Johnny just opened up Geek Out.
I think so.
Yeah, Geek Out Toys or something.
He just opened that up last weekend. And then, of course, if you're out there, you got to stop by Cloak and Dagger
Yep, Cloak and Dagger is out there.
off of Nova Road.
Yes, very good.
Because I've been there enough.
Yeah.
And right next to him is like Blue Dragon video games.
Yes. See, this is the end of the show. We're going to be chop, chop, chop.
But see, that's one of the things I love going to Cloak and Dagger because they got Blue Dragon video games right next to it, so I can hit both of them.
And yeah, no, that's a couple times that we took Hunter up that way. Dude, we're going to the comic store. Shoom, straight into Blue Dragon.
I hit one and then I hit the other, and it's one of those I think is funny because if Brenda is in town and she sees that we post that we're at the store,
Right.
she beelines to make it to the store. So but we love Brendan and Justin. Happy anniversary, by the way, guys.
Yeah, 15 years.
Something like that. Yeah.
The dating and married and everything. So, yeah.
I'm almost there. Hold on.
well, we can scroll down and talk about some vendors or something.
Okay. Let's talk about some vendors.
All right.
Okay.
Well, of course, Alpha Omega certification will be there.
Yeah, you say
I
31,
tagged them earlier, so
Yeah.
31, 41. Okay,
Yeah,
they're right
and
there.
and then we'll put Peter Smith will be at 41 because that's their tables, so he'll be set up there.
So who's sharing? Who's 42? I'm gonna look to see who's right next to Alpha Omega. 42 is B Brothers.
Yes, B Brothers,
Okay.
and then all our other guests are right across from them, and then G2 or G3 is Joe Doyle, and G2 and G1, which are actually turned into 8-foot tables, is going to be Comic Stop.
Comic Stop.
Yeah.
Out of
Out of
River.
Riverview.
Yep.
So Bay Area Comics, I don't know if you've ever met them.
I don't think so.
They were the last show I met them and talked to them at was the toy show in Kissimmee. So it's a husband, wife, and daughter. So they younger people, younger than me. So that they're dealing basically all in comics and stuff. Kind of selling his collection plus some stuff that they bought. So they've got some neat books for sale. Bearded Brown Coats is Bearded Brown Coats
They're
and Comics.
local.
And, yep, they're local. So that's Michael, the store owner. So they that whole area is a large gaming area.
yes.
Yep.
So between doing comics, toys, gaming, and it's not, and they also carry some of the video game stuff too.
Yeah, I'm going to say they do have a nice store. I like their store because they do have the whole comic section. They got a huge pop section
with some anime.
with anime. Then you got the video games, new, retro, all that.
Yeah.
And then huge, like Tom said, a huge gaming area for your Magic and D&D and all that
and
stuff.
some of the board games and stuff. And then in the back room, they have their table set up for gaming night and stuff. And then Vibranium Comics. I mean, they're not as big as Bearded Brown Coats, but when you walk in, they have comics and stuff in their store. And then you go into the back room, and it's all gaming and set up for gaming and stuff. Again, that whole area is a large gaming community.
You have Twice Upon a Toy there.
Yes, Twice Upon a Toy, who's out of over, well, it's kind of like Crystal River area. So they deal in pops, they deal in Star Wars, they deal in some vintage stuff. So that's Michael and Amy.
Yep.
He loves his Star Wars.
Yes, he loves his Star Wars. And if you want to do something at Disney, Amy is actually doing a travel thing, so you can always contact her. She can. Well, both of them worked at Disney at one time, and she's involved with this travel stuff that she can set you up with.
And so is Ron.
Ron
Yes,
Baxley?
Ron
Baxley.
Yep, Ron is too. So we know some traveling agents.
Yep.
You know, so that's cool.
But I don't do Disney.
I can't do all the rides anymore.
I'm sorry. I know people love Disney, but for the price at this point, somebody would have to give me tickets for me to go.
See, that's why I like walking around like Epcot, because you can look at stuff and
That's why we like the Tampa
Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens.
Yeah,
Because it's kind of like a zoo /
right.
or even going over to Aquatica.
Well, if you go over to Disney's Wild Kingdom, as long as you go at certain times of the year.
We just talked about that would be something that would be cool for
Yep.
us to do, but I just can't do the price.
Well, even SeaWorld's gotten to the point now where the price is it's kind of high.
And I'm not going to wait 4 hours in line to ride a ride.
Yeah, well, I'm just not into the ride stuff.
Now, see what I'm looking at your vendors. here.
Yes,
You
they're in
got-
alphabetical order too.
Well, I see that. Where if you go to Olo, I have it by table number. I don't do it by.
But it's so much easier if you're looking for, Joe's Comics and Collectibles and Ralph's books.
And I
We're very
understand.
proud of you, Tom.
Well, thank you. Many years of trying to get this right, and I'm still screwing it up. So.
What I'm noticing is
Yes.
you have a lot of guys because Ocala's even a couple, hour and a half from here.
About.
But you got guys coming all the way from down south. You got a couple of them. You got Dragonwood Books. You got Classic Comics.
Dragonwood Books, which is Glenn Cohen, and Classic Comics, which we know is Raymond.
I mean, you got Infinity, the Infinite Mushroom coming all the way from Titusville,
which is coming over there. Twice Upon a Toy, which is coming up out of the Crystal River area.
So you're all over Florida.
Then we have Russ Morrison's coming out of Lakeland.
Well, you got Cliff's Books coming from the land.
Then you have Dave Finley coming out of St. Pete, so that's Feed Your Imagination.
I mean, you got people coming from all over Florida to come up to this show.
To come up for the show. Jay for Lisa's Comics, they're out of the Tampa area. So if somebody's coming to the show and they're like, hey, we're just here for the hot books and the girly covers or something that, Ryan Kincaid did the cover on, then Jay for Lisa would be the people they want to go see.
Mm-hmm.
If you come up there and you're like, I'm looking for pre-code horror, I'm looking for some big books, you want to go over and talk to Tony Hines. So right beside him is John Neville. And John's got some stuff that if you're looking at something and you're like, wow, I haven't seen this before. John's pulled some stuff out of boxes that, he's done the research. He knows what's hot at the moment. So,
I see you got Iconic Comics there.
Yes, Adam, who's coming from Tallahassee area.
Yep.
So he's coming. And he's got 3 big tables along the one wall where the windows are and stuff.
John says wheeling and dealing.
Yeah. And then put woohoo after that. Trevor's going to be there, Kaboom Toys and Comics. So if anybody's looking for action figures, loose action figures or games or toys or something.
And he has a lot of stuff, old and new.
Yep.
I mean, he has
Good
a
mix.
mixture. I've spent some money with him.
Right.
Now there's a couple that I'm not like.
He says, "Woo."
Ron's Comics.
Ron's Comics he's a friend of Austin's, and he's done Austin's little shows at the Paddock Mall up there in Ocala.
So I might know him. I just might not know
Yes.
him. Okay.
So he asked to do this show and mentioned that he was a friend of Austin's, and then
and I have
because Twice Upon a Toy wanted to do the show, I gave up my 2 tables so I could move Austin and Ron over there, and then I'd have an open spot to put Twice Upon a Toy in there because I didn't want to crowd it so much that when you come in, there's like no room between the tables for dealers to get in and out or anything.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. J's Comics, Toys and Games, husband and wife.
I know
They were
Mr.
at the
J.
land, yeah.
Yep.
And so they'll be there, and they bring comics and toys with them.
Well, because he's also we talked to him at Polytechnic. He was the one that was upstairs, kind of close to.
Oh,
Daryl.
yeah.
Yep.
So they'll be there.
He's
Spinework
actually
Comics.
grown since we first.
Yeah,
ran
no,
into
they
him.
were like only like 1 table at some shows. But we'll have Spinework Comics, who are out of Kissimmee, and he actually does a pressing service, plus sells comics and stuff.
That's where we got.
She's having a brain
Or
fart.
Q-Fig.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where we got the Q-Fig from.
Yep. Okay. Now see,
see-
I gotta meet.
Lenny,
I gotta meet him.
I think you've met him.
I probably met him, but I don't think we've ever like really talked
Yeah,
because
but he's one of the he started doing a lot of pressing and stuff for Alpha Omega when Alpha Omega first started out because they needed somebody that was close by, and so he presses for them occasionally. He presses for other people. I mean, he's done pretty good. He's
I've always worried about getting them pressed.
well, you've got to find people that you're comfortable with, and there's only 2 people in Florida that I like to deal with. One's Jimmy's Pressing all the way up there in North Florida, and then the other one is Spineworks with Lenny, and they're the 2 people I use here in Florida. There was a guy I was using in Georgia every now and then, but it's just I don't do enough books that I can keep everybody busy. So I just go in between, give some books to Lenny every now and then occasionally I turn around and give some books to Jimmy. So they all get my money, and they both do a really good job, and and so we're good with that. Tard Larson Comics, he's out of that area in Ocala. So he usually sets up with Gary Moss. So Gary Moss, Hippie Avenger Comics.
I know Gary.
Yeah.
Because he's like pretty much at all your shows.
Yeah, Deland and Daytona and stuff.
Yep.
Yep. And then Todd's usually with him most of the time. TNC, he's done Daytona a couple times. He was up at Tallahassee. I think he's up out of the Tallahassee area, but I'm not sure. I can't remember where he's from. But Tony and his wife usually come in and set up. So I mean, it's a good group of people. Some great stuff that's going to be there at the show. So we're just hoping everybody shows up. Get a couple hundred people in the door. They're going to have some fun.
And any food there?
At the present time, I have 1 food truck that says they're going to be there, but I have to verify that they are going to be there.
Okay.
It's
So I
not
think
like
you had somebody last year, didn't you?
yes.
I'm trying to remember it because I think we got something, but I don't remember what. Because I remember we ate over by the men's room. I know it sounds bad.
I thought it was feeling good.
It was.
Was it feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
It's
they
been-
did that show, and then after that, something came up, and they couldn't do Daytona and stuff. Or no, they did Daytona. It was the land they couldn't do, and
It's because they're super popular, and now us folks that love them dearly can't touch them.
Well,
No,
it's good food, but
I remember sitting. You had a table set up over
Yeah.
here, and we got to have a show with Trina right there.
yes, yeah, oh yeah. She'll entertain you whether you want it or not. So
And you had a set of artists that I'd never seen before over here. I've seen them a couple times since your show. Joker or something. Can't remember.
yeah. And then we had The girl, Chula Bella, was there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
she was out there.
yeah, with her Pokemon
Peekabella
card.
Chew.
Yeah, Peekabella Chew. Thank you. So anyway, that's kind of, I think it's good that vendors are listed. People have an idea where they're going to be. It's not like second guessing who's going to be at the show.
2 and 3. Okay, so
Yep.
Tony's in the same spot he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
before.
and John's right beside him at the end.
Okay.
And then when you first come in, it'll be Austin on number 5, where I'm usually at 5 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Tony over here. I remembered Marcus over here. I'm just trying to remember, like, Silverline. Wasn't Roland there last year?
Yeah, Roland was in there. Yeah.
Yeah, in there. Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. So.
Well, like I told Roland last time, I don't think Daytona Beach Comic Convention anymore. I think it's Silverline's Comic Convention. Because all I keep seeing advertised is Silverline.
Yeah, they got a big setup this time. They are in a.
You're just gonna give them the whole second building, right?
I might have to down the road. They are in a 21 by 25 and 25 foot 6-inch booth.
Damn.
So yeah, they got 2, 4, 6, 8 8-foot tables and 2 4-foot tables. So yeah, a lot of people don't want to come and do the show, which I'm happy to have them there.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll probably have a good 16 to 18 guests there again, along with them. And as long as people come and they're having fun and signing stuff and buying stuff, and that's the only hard thing, is making sure that everybody that comes is able to flow around and see everything that's there, which isn't always easy, especially if we're using 2 buildings like we do.
Oh yeah.
So do I tell everybody now that I'm sold out and just do 1 building, or do I go back and do 2 again? And this is the dilemma I have, is, what do I want to do? Because if I do 2 buildings and I got more people there, but at the same time, I don't know if I get the good flow. But there's nowhere over there that's 30 to 50,000 square feet that I can use.
And are you gonna have a reptile show right next to you at the same time?
Right.
They ruined that. They had kids that were videotaping themselves or TikToking while they destroyed bathrooms.
Oh.
So yeah, there are a couple kids that were over there doing that. Had nothing to do with our comic show, but they thought it was going to be good to kick a sink off the wall and make a toilet blow up and a bunch of other things.
What's
So,
wrong with people's kids?
well, don't know.
Well, I do. They are very undisciplined, for the most part. And it's not kids; it's teenagers.
Yeah. They need those parents that say, "Let me catch my kids," doing something like that.
Okay, set them down, and we're gonna let Tom pick
Uh-oh.
a flavor. Cause we got something new this time.
How about I pass and go with the other one?
You can.
There's even orange.
Yeah. No, it's mango.
Oh,
Peach. What you got me doing here?
That's blue raspberry.
Okay. Blue raspberry
okay,
works.
what?
Go ahead. I need the.
I'm trying.
Or you got mango.
Not blue raspberry works for me.
Okay. Then we got a little something fun on it because Tom's here, so I'm trying something new. We're gonna have some Jello shot, but I also got something else that I bought just because, and I bought it like a couple weeks ago, knowing Tom was coming, because I know Tom would try it with me.
Sure, why not?
I'll actually try one of these.
It is vodka infused, caramel flavored whipped cream.
All right.
And John says the kids need to be beaten.
Agreed.
Us kids or the other kids?
Well, see, if John was here, he'd be getting a Jello shot too. So,
Okay. All right.
there we go.
All right. Glad I got a napkin because this is going to get messy.
Well, that's the fun part of it. It's going to be messy.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, I'm passing on the vodka infused.
She doesn't do whipped cream.
All right.
You can taste the vodka in that whipped cream.
That whipped cream was good.
It is, isn't it?
I need some more whipped cream.
Woo!
Good, good, good. God, I just said some, not.
Oh, there you go.
It starts off fruity, and then it takes a left turn. Woo, buddy.
Is that the blue raspberry?
Oh, yes.
The whipped cream is good.
Whipped cream is good. Lots of vodka.
And I took it all in one shot, man. Whew.
John says they need to be beaten by his old friend Corporal Punishment. John, I need to get you on here so we can do some Jello shots too.
Right?
Wow, John, you'd like that. That whipped cream stuff is good.
That whipped cream is good. They have other flavors. Now this I did buy at Total Wine and More.
Who really needs to turn around and like start supporting this, because I like Total Wine and More.
Right?
And those Jello shots ain't bad.
That was good.
I didn't know how they were going to taste because I didn't make the Jello.
And for those of you that don't know, I'm a hard liquor wuss. So
John says, let's do it. Paige says she would come. Hey, let's have it.
Cookies.
take it.
Cookies, Jello shots, and whipped cream. Put the whipped cream on the cookies?
And edibles.
Paige, you have literally just.
Well, you don't have to do
That's it.
edibles. You got a job. Don't worry about it. I can do it. My boss will let me get by.
I'm close to getting a prescription for it. I do have high blood
costly.
pressure.
It's very costly.
I bet you there's certain times in my day that you could probably do a drug test on me, and I'd probably smell like or come out like
Yeah,
I'm high.
yeah. If you're too
There's
close to the right person.
To the right apartment.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Tom,
Yes.
since we're coming up to the end, because with Tom, we always go with a 2 hour because there's just not enough time for 1 hour with Tom.
No, because we got to drink.
We
And
gotta
then we
drink and talk. But besides Brick City, anything else coming up that you're going to be attending, going to? Because you travel all outside of the state. and
Yeah.
go-
There's I'm actually going to do Johnny's show in June. I think that's the 19th.
I heard you were the very
comic
first person to
collectible.
freaking like jump on that.
Well, yeah. Why not?
Oh no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I first off, I don't do too many Orlando shows anymore, so it's a good thing because then a week or two later, I'm in Heroes up in Charlotte. So and then
When is? No, that's okay.
that's the weekend after Father's Day this year.
Okay.
So I think Johnny's is the weekend of Father's Day because he's doing his free PopCon show.
He's doing the free PopCon show on Saturday and then putting on his convention
Yes.
on Sunday.
Yeah. So he mentioned it. I told him, sign me up. I'm in. And he said, okay, this is what's going to cost. And I said, okay, where's the money going? And we're done. So I'm in.
Well, he asked,
and
he
Mr. Neville will be there, hopefully.
he asked us he wanted us to be part of it, but I mean, he sold out like that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if that's the same weekend in June that John and them are up in Colorado, then there might be a table for OCD. Because I bought 3. I can fill them, but I'd rather have somebody with me that wants to have some fun. So
but
we
speaking-
could do Jello shots.
if we could.
Ooh.
But-
Well, one of us has to be straight to collect the money. The other 2 can be whatever.
well, after what she just
Yeah, I probably will not have one again.
now, speaking of fun,
Yes.
Infinity Toy and Comic Con coming back.
Yes.
Yes. Infinity Toy Comic Con.
Is he the 27th?
26th or 27th.
27th, because Tony is doing Jacksonville August 20th. So the Jacksonville Comic and Toy Show is August 20th, and then Louis is bringing back Infinity Toy and Comic Con, and that is August 27th, this Saturday.
August 20th.
Oh, he's the 20th?
Yeah.
And Tony's the week after.
Are you
I'm
sure?
sorry.
I'm looking at
Yeah,
it right
yeah,
here.
no, I couldn't remember.
I'm just
I-
double checking.
I couldn't remember which
see-
one was the 20th and which one
in
was the
big old
27th.
letters.
So he's
Okay.
the 20th, and then Tony's the week after.
Okay,
So
because we just got our table for that.
nice.
We're gonna, but there
O.C.D.
we're
will be there.
we're doing the videos like we did the last time
Yep.
we had it, because that was a fun day. We enjoyed that, and
So people can come over to your booth, sit down, and chat with you.
yep,
Cool.
and go from there.
Yeah, no, that's I like the way you put your show together. I mean, everybody in his family's involved in setting up
Oh
the
yeah,
venues anyway for a living. So it's always nice when you go in there and you see the carpet, and you see the skirting that he puts on and the curtains and everything.
Yeah, the carpets match the drapes at his show.
Yeah, sorry, I'm lagging on some of that stuff.
That's okay.
she went. No, she was making.
Yeah, I know.
I could. It was right there. I had to.
I got it. I just trying to blow
Somebody
you're-
out
you're
there.
trying not
Somebody
to.
out there will respect me for that joke, and other people won't.
Oh, that reminds me. I did a dad joke at work, and they said I could be fired for that
For doing a dad joke.
Because
Oh Lord.
it was dumb.
because it was so dumb. They could bring me up on charges for HR and fire me.
Supposed to be smarter than you look. Is that what it is or something?
No, because they still laughed,
Right.
but they can't.
It was more of a groan laugh, probably.
They were, and then they were like, well, because it was so embarrassing that we laughed. We can. What did she say? That was such a dad joke that I could be brought up and fired for it.
Nice. Nice.
You got it then when.
Yeah.
Okay, so your schedule is pretty booked up for like the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, we're pretty steady. I got to find a few shows here and there to do.
So Jacksonville isn't up until.
Not until August is out.
August.
Yeah, we're always in August.
For
Yeah.
some reason, I was thinking you guys were before August.
No, we always because the last weekend of July, beginning of August is the same weekend as Tampa Bay Comic Con, which we won't be at. We're going to go up and do Raleigh. And then we come back, and I think we got a week off, and then we have Louis show and then Tony's show. Then we roll into September with Daytona. There'll either be one more show in September or October where him and I will travel out of state. And then I got to find some other things to do in October. In November, we have, I'll probably end up doing the Ranger Stop show because he's doing like a collectible thing at the same time. And also in November, West Orange Comics will be running their show over there in the Claremont, Groveland, whatever area that is.
Whatever it was.
Yes.
Lake County Convention.
Comic and toy or convention or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Claremont Con, and I know it's not.
No, because there's nothing in Claremont, nowhere to do it at.
No, I know, and he split
Yeah.
ties with them, and like.
Yeah, they got a little crazy, wanted way too much money. Beginning of June is Bones show at the Lake
Lexicon.
Yeah, Lake Lexicon
At Lake Square Mall.
Yep. So I probably won't set up there, but I'd probably go shop there.
Well, you usually walk that one
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
We always run into you there at
Yeah,
that one.
Usually I see John up there. So, and it's a neat little show because there's some dealers there that, I can go pick through their boxes and find something. So,
And I like it. Greg's a great guy, sport,
Yeah. No, he's,
and he does it for the love of it,
Yeah, no, he'll tell you that he's a fan first and foremost.
Now, have you been to his store?
Not the one that he's recently set up at the antique place. No. I've seen some pictures that were posted online a while back. So he's got some neat stuff. But I have not been in there yet.
We haven't been there either, so that's
Yeah.
why I was just wondering.
Yeah. No, no, I'd like to go in there and check it out, but You know, it's always that never have enough time.
Trust me, I know.
You're
Because
driving
you-
by and you're in a hurry to go to storage or something. You get to storage, you get done. It's like getting dark out, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm going home to eat."
Well, it was like us last weekend. We weren't planning on being there all day, but that's what it ended up. I felt so sorry for Elsie.
Yeah, but you guys, you know, you had a good time. You're hanging out with Carlos. You're at
And
Rick's
Rick,
store. Yeah.
Rick and Brenda, who great. If you guys are over in the Titusville area, you gotta check it out. Infinite Mushroom.
And gotta give a shout out to Carlos's manager, Lori, because she's super cool too.
Yep. They wrangled Christian to being their photographer for the day.
Nice. Well, that's good though. I mean, you know, you want to go somewhere, and you want to hang out, and you want to have fun. Because if you go there and you're like bored out of your mind,
Yeah.
No.
you know, and Rick always makes me feel welcome when I walk in the store. He's always like, "Hey man," we chat for a few minutes, and you know, he shows me some new stuff he picked up. You know, so I'm glad that he had a decent turnout when he had Carlos over there. That's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you
I
know,
said, it
because-
stayed steady the whole
Yeah.
time. And what was cool is we were sitting over by the table, kind of listening while Trish was taking pictures. And a couple of them that came in, oh yeah, well I was so and so when I called in at that, and all of a sudden you hear me from, "You're the guy," and then Carlos was laughing and he's like, "Yeah, see, people listen." And
Yeah, but that's,
You know?
I mean, you know, he's a voice on the radio, and if you're used to hearing him,
oh yeah, but this was somebody because they were having a contest. You had to sing for Beatles tickets,
okay,
or not the Beatles tickets, but Paul McCartney tickets. And this kid went on there and he was singing, and you just remember because of the song he did. And when he told Carlos, "Yeah, I was the one singing this song," I'm sitting over there. I heard you. That was you. And Naomi said the same thing
Yep.
because
well, that's very cool though.
a lot of us listen to them every morning.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, my office is in my car, so
Oh yeah. Oh no, believe me, I'm on the road in the van going somewhere or doing something, and somebody calls me, and I put the speaker on, and we start talking, and they can hear the road noise as you're driving. And are you in your van? Yeah, of course I am. My wife thinks I'm out eating everywhere and having a good old time, and no, I do go out and eat, but there's a lot of road miles you got to put on to get things done.
and he comes here to drink
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
and eat.
And eat. Yep. No, you guys took really good care of me today, so thank you.
Should have came yesterday.
Oh well, you didn't invite me.
Standing rib roast.
No, Trina made chicken last night, so that was after our 4-hour trip back from Naples. So she come back and she said, "Here you go, I'm gonna make dinner." She started the laundry at 8:00. Good night. So I finished the laundry and yeah.
So we had Cutter put it in the oven before we got home from work, and that way about an hour after we got home from work, it was ready to go.
Nice.
So it was good. Cutter was happy. He's like, "I made that." I was like, "Yes, you did." Okay.
Alrighty.
So with that, this weekend, Suncoast Comic Con over in Palmetto, Florida. That's where you'll catch us on Saturday, even though that show is Saturday, Sunday. You'll catch us there on Saturday. If you're lucky, come out, see us. See the other people that are there. Javier Lugo's going to be there. Feature Imagination is going to be
Feed
there.
Your Imagination is going to be there. Yep. Dave's Comic Box.
Dave's Comic Box is going to be there.
You should be able to see Joe Doyle.
Yeah, Joe's going to be there because I guess
Probably, if he's going to be there, you'll probably see.
Alpha Omega is going to be there.
Yeah, Alpha Omega, but I should be able to see from Riverview Comic Spot.
Oh, Comic
Yeah,
Spot.
I'm pretty certain. I'm not sure, since there's not a vendors list up.
Yeah, I can't really.
Yeah, so I'm
Really?
speculating, but they were there last year, and I imagine they would be there again since it's kind of local, and it would be good for them to advertise their
The
place.
only ones I know are the ones that are advertising it themselves. That
Yeah.
they're going to be there. That's why I didn't even know Dave's Comic Box was going to be there.
Yeah, no, I know they're going to be there. They did put something on Facebook that they were going to be set up there for the weekend. So
I'll see if I luck out. I won't have Mr. Tom there to borrow his cart like I did last year.
well, I have an extra one in the van I can lend you.
Well, I have my own this year.
Okay.
Ever since, and it's like Well, I even had it at that time, but I took it out that weekend because I wasn't planning on buying 2 boxes of comics. Or
We can-
three,
it-
three
it-
boxes,
If
yeah.
Brian's at the show, you can always go over and ask him if you can borrow the cart that I gave him. Because I gave him a cart that was sitting in our shed that we never used. It's not a heavy duty one, but for what they haul in and out a few boxes and what you would need it for, I mean, it's simple and easy. So
Well, Trish will kill me if I come home with more boxes. But
well,
guess
that's
what though?
inventory to sell.
Guess what? When we came from the Marvelous Merchandise warehouse sale,
Yeah,
guess who came home with 2 boxes of comics?
Trish, really?
I don't know what you're talking about. I was guilted into it. I was coerced into it.
I was traveling that weekend, else I would have been there.
2 boxes of Wonder Woman.
Nice, good for you. It's a good score.
It was. It was. I'm just not like you guys. I have a really hard time pulling the trigger. I don't like spending money.
Tell you what, if
Honestly, I
somebody
don't.
offered me 2 boxes of Wonder Woman, I had no problem pulling the trigger.
I understand. And I did
Well,
pull the trigger.
She did pull the trigger. I had to talk her into it because we weren't there on our account. We were there in Olo capacity
Right.
because I was actually going there with Olo stuff in mind.
And for some strange reason, Marvelous Merchandise had DC Comics. So we had to free him of that
Oh
liability.
yeah, that's a liability. Yes, yes.
We had to save
How-
Louis' reputation by relieving him of the DC
Yeah,
Comics.
you can't have those there. I mean, what was the name of the place? It wasn't Marvelous DC.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, you did the right thing. There's always got to be a sacrifice somewhere in the deal.
Yep. And that's what we'll call it.
So, and then on Sunday, you guys are in Daytona. Even if you're not come out, you can catch us at Wrestle Daytona, put on by our good friends from Pop Vapor Toys. Like I said, Brenda's going to be there working.
Yeah, nice.
Chelsea's going to be there working. Everybody's going to be there. We're going to be
You
there.
said John Crowther's going to be there.
John Crowther's going to be there.
Nice.
He's crazy if he wasn't there.
You know it's wrestling.
Oh yeah,
John
no,
has
no.
to be there.
John has to be there, but you just never know.
So,
Cool.
it's one of those. Well, everybody told Steve that he had to have John. If you're
Yeah.
having wrestling, you got to have John.
No, John's made a lot of connections.
Yeah,
A
he has.
lot. And we've been fortunate enough at Daytona, and even Louis been fortunate enough to get some of the guests that we've gotten.
Oh,
And,
Rocky.
Rocky.
I remember Daytona. I got to meet Nikolai
Oh yeah, Nikolai. We had him a couple times. He's a great guy.
and Infinity. I got to meet Rocky. I mean, really up close and
And sit down and talk to him. Yeah. Yeah.
and help him avoid people while he tried to go to the bathroom
That's
Well,
my
because he was
that's
trying
my
to
2
avoid.
degrees from the Rock,
Yeah.
man. I got to meet Rocky and Mom and
When we set up and we were going to have him there, he said, "There's 2 things you need to know." I said, "What's that?" He goes, "You got to have a bed at the hotel, and it's got to be on the 1st floor. It can't be anywhere else. I don't do elevators." And I found out that he doesn't do elevators because he went to do an event somewhere, and he got stuck in an elevator for a few hours.
can't say as I blame him.
And I guess he kind of, he's not good on space, being tight. So so that was the one thing.
Well, he's a
And-
big guy.
Yeah, and the other thing was, he goes, and my wife snores, so either put her in a different room or give us 2 beds. So I know he was lying because she told me he snored. But and that was the thing, that all these wrestlers that I've met, they like to have a good time. They like to pull your leg,
joke around.
and if you treat them well, they're going to be great guests. Nikolai, super great guest. We had him twice at Daytona.
I felt so awkward meeting him because he was that villain that you grew up hating.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
But the nicest guy in the world.
Well, my brother at the time worked on Amtrak, and after Nikolai passed, he was helping a lady get off the train with her stuff, and they had talked, and her father was Nikolai. And he says, my brother ran a show, he said, in Daytona, and Nikolai was there and everything. So, I mean, that's like really cool when you find something out like that.
Oh, yeah.
We had B. Brian Blair a couple times.
Yep.
Um,
Bushwhacker.
The bushwhacker, Luke.
Luke.
Luke was funny
He
because
is-
he's 70-some years old and he was just wrestling the day before he shows up to the show. I mean, how did he do that?
Once again, one of the nicest guys in
Yeah.
the world. Sat there after the show, I think it was on Saturday, and just last year,
Yeah, talk
just
to you.
talking.
Yeah. And then we had Lanny Popoff, so Randy
Yep.
Savage's brother.
Yep.
So he
The
did
genius. The
the
genius.
genius, yep, and Leaping Lanny at one time.
Yep.
And then he was the poet because he did all kinds of he did poetry and everything. But he did a promo with my partner Jake's daughter, where she got the ring, Randy's ring, and then they did a real quick cut promo thing, and they filmed it and everything. So she thought that was great. And then he started telling Jake, joking around with Jake about wrestling, and Jake was like, "I got to get out of here, man," because you never know, that wrestler might put you in their move or something, you know. But yeah, it's good to meet these wrestlers, and if you can go there in first person and meet them, I think that's great. So,
And I'm going to tell you all, they want to meet you. They don't want you to look from afar. They would like to come up and meet you.
yeah, come up, shake their hand. Hey, first time I ever saw you was at this gymnasium, or I watched you on TV all my life. You know, Trina and I still talk about when we lived in Massachusetts and we saw like King Kong Bundy, Jake the Snake, Hulk Hogan was fighting. You know, and she's sitting there and she's talking about, and she's like, "Yeah, Andre the Giant." My dad goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But back in the day," he goes, "when we lived in Virginia, we went and saw Andre the Giant, and we got to see." You know, and he started naming off people like Ric Flair and everybody, and that's, you know, some of these people are in wrestling forever.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's when we were talking about that down in Naples the other day, I sit there and I go, you know, I said I was watching a thing. I said Ric Flair's 74 years old and he's in the ring, and they're doing bumps and taking hits, and you know, and some guy flipped him. And I mean, a 74-year-old man flips over and lands on his back and then jumps up and starts woohooing. It's my age, your age.
Oh yeah.
Somebody flipped us like that, we're done.
Yep.
Count me out, man. Get me on the stretcher. So it's just if you get a chance, I highly suggest that you guys go on Sunday to this wrestling thing.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be a great event.
Oh yeah.
You know, so.
It's going to be a fun event. It's not just wrestling. There's going to be vendors set up, all kinds of things, but there's wrestling going on too, of course, you know.
Yeah.
So go have fun. We're going to, like I said, it's not like it's one of the normal conventions we go to,
Yeah.
but we're
it's
very
something,
excited to do it.
And you figure you've got wrestling in Jacksonville almost all the time. You got wrestling down here in Orlando, and for a while there, they were using Full Sail at their stadium and stuff right there,
Yeah.
and filming and stuff. So
Well, I remember when I worked at one of the hotels off of iDrive, and that was the hotel that they put all the wrestlers in before they filmed over at Universal.
yeah, when they were, you know, yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you, there I got some stories, but the coolest one, the coolest wrestler I've ever met is Mick Foley.
Okay.
Mankind, all that Sacco.
Cactus Jack, Sacco, yeah.
Okay, and the reason why I say, because he wasn't full of himself. And every night he would be down in the business center, and the kids would come in, and they'd sit there at the window and look and all that. And the parents would tell the kids to come. He would come out, tell them to come on in, and he would sit and talk with those kids. And
Yeah, no, and that's,
you know,
that's, you know, a lot of these wrestlers are nothing like what they're portraying on TV.
yeah,
You know? And but some of the stuff they do, like when Mick told the Undertaker to throw him, you know, off the top of that steel cage at one time, you know, and then they fell through the fence.
the fence, and yeah,
Oh, and Undertaker thought he killed him. You know, and they're trying to haul the guy out and put him in traction, and he's like trying to get back in there and wrestle because he wants the fans to get their money's worth.
oh yeah,
You know, and between the barbed wire bats and the tacks and the fire and
Well,
yeah, that stuff ain't fake. I don't care what
well,
anybody says.
yeah. Well, Mick is back in the day and age where that was real blood.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, that was a razor blade across the.
Yeah. No.
You know, but I'm just saying he was just watching him how he just with his fans, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was I was always respectful. I worked there, so I couldn't fanboy. But I got that from back in Colorado because when you worked up in the ski resorts and stuff,
Yeah. You got some big money people in there.
well, if you ever fanboyed or fangirled over somebody
And got caught.
and
Yeah,
got caught,
you were done.
you were fired and blackballed. Nobody would touch you
Yep.
because they were up there doing their, on their time.
Well, see, that's what we learned when I started going to all these shows, especially when we went out to San Diego and you met all these big stars. They're the same as everybody else.
Yep.
There's no need to get all, oh my God, I'm afraid to be around you. Just hey, how you doing? If they want to talk to you, they'll talk to you. And and the wrestlers, they're the same way. So, yeah, I think you guys will have a great time on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, what, up in Colorado, I got to meet my idol back then, but I didn't even get to meet him. But the minute he walked away, I'm on the phone to Trish. Guess who I just talked to? I fucking just gave directions to Bruce Willis, and and I'm like,
see, that's cool.
That's the one person he always wanted to meet.
Right?
and he'll never remember who the hell I was.
I know, but it's still cool. It's a good story.
He was in a do-rag and everything, asking what's the quickest way to go somewhere.
Right.
And I'm like, right there, this way, sir. And like,
Oh, one year we were up in Atlantic City, and my brother-in-law Mario says, "Kenny, who's that dude? He dresses better than we do. You know those aren't JCPenney clothes? It was Nicolas Cage." My brother goes, "That's Nicolas Cage," which is his main man that he loves in all these silly movies that he did. And it's like, from here over to where your window is. That's where he was from us. But it was just so funny that, Mario was like, he doesn't dress in JCPenney clothes like us. I mean, this man had nice clothes.
I got to sell socks to one of the Baldwin brothers.
Stephen
Stephen Baldwin back in
nice.
Colorado because they lost his luggage and he needed socks. So I got to ring him up.
That's all good stuff.
okay, guys, with
All right.
that, we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
We won't be on next
Cheers
week.
and thank
we
you.
will be back in 2 weeks. We're gonna have Jake Estrada on, talking about his newest Kickstarter
Cool.
with his for his sequel to Bocas. So he will be on. The week after that, we will have Carlos Navarro again. We had to get it rescheduled, but he's hopefully be able to
He's
get
a
it.
busy man.
He is a busy man.
Busy man.
I mean,
But if you get him here, that'll be cool.
yep. But hopefully we get him on and we can keep that date this time around. But I mean, if he gets another role where he has to go somewhere, I mean, he goes. I mean,
Yep.
I am not stopping that man from achieving his dream.
There you go.
So, but on that note, thank you guys all for coming out. I know it's all because of Tom, so thank you, Tom, for coming out.
No, thank you for having me.
And with that, we will see you guys in 2 weeks or this weekend. Catch you guys later.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You gonna say bye?
Bye. Sorry.
Drinking tonight, we're gonna go drinking.